Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be covering the new special or unique commander, Conrad Helfrich. I think that's how to pronounce it, I'm not sure. He's a new Dutch special commander. And we're going to talk over his abilities. I'm going to show you a game in him in the D7 Provincien. And I'll also show you a little clip in a game of a Trump. But yeah, so let's start off with his unique abilities. So he has, for Witherer, you get a 10% reload buff on your main guns and a 15% reload buff on your airstrike armament. And then for second one, you get 1.97% damage increase for main battery and airstrike bomb damage. We don't have squadrons yet, so we have it on those. Every 50,000 damage, you get a 1.97% damage increase up to 150,000 damage. So you get, for 50,000 damage, you get 1.97. For 100,000 damage, you get that original 1.97 plus another 1.97. And then when you get 150k damage, you get 3 times 1.97. And then the remainder of the game, you have that improved damage buff on your shells and bombs. And for the last one, we have, if you land 50 bomb hits on enemy ships, you get 1 extra airstrike flight. So in the case of D7 Provincien, it already has 3, it'll go up to 4. If we look at something like Patria, it has 2, but it'll go up to 3. And Howden Leo has 3, it'll go up to 4. And etc. That's how it's gonna work. Now, for example, in Groningen, you don't have any airstrikes, so it's not, that's gonna be useless for you. The last one there, but you can still get Wither, and you can still get the damage increase pretty easily. Well, I wouldn't say Wither easily, but you can get the damage increase from 50k damage pretty easily. How do you get Conrad Helfrich? Well, this is where the complicated part starts. It's not too complicated, but we had to run through the numbers yesterday. So you're gonna click your armory here. You're gonna open up Remembrance of Mink's Past Adventure. It's gonna be this map. You're gonna click this red icon, or whatever it looks like on your screen. You're gonna click continue every time. You have to click the mission, and it's gonna tell you if you're participating or not. If you're not, you're gonna have to turn that on. And of course, every time you complete a mission, you have to manually enable it in the next one. So you're gonna be getting, from those missions, you're gonna be getting adventure tokens. Now, adventure tokens can be used for 2 things. They can either be used to get the commander, or they can either be used to get the Tai Hang. You can only get one of those things for free. So it's either Tai Hang, which is you'll guaranteed get Tai Hang if you save up all your adventure tokens, or you can get the commander. Now, you're not guaranteed to get the commander, and I'll explain why. But you are guaranteed to get Tai Hang if, and only if, you have these 3 available. Keep in mind, if you are gonna convert your adventure tokens into Mink's Voyage tokens, because there's a lot of tokens, you cannot convert them back. So if you made the mistake already to convert your tokens into these other tokens, well, you're not gonna have enough to have Conrad Helfrich. You'll have to spend doubloons for it. So how do we get Conrad Helfrich with the adventure token? We're gonna go back on the star section, the featured section. We're gonna scroll down. There's gonna be a container called Finest Hour available for you. In my case, it's 83. That's because I opened one. For you guys, it's gonna be 84. You have to open all of them, I believe. Some people will get lucky, some people will not. So I'm gonna buy one just to show you. So I'm gonna purchase it. I'm gonna close this. We're gonna open the container here. There it is. So we get 1 collection piece. We're gonna go to the collection now, and we have 60 pieces to collect. Now you could say, well, we have 84 containers and there's 60 pieces, so that should be relatively easy. Well, what if you or someone else gets unlucky and he doesn't have enough of I don't know, of each one, and he doesn't have enough duplicates to convert all of those at the end? I don't know. Wait. Required 1. Required 1. Oh, wait. Okay, so don't get confused here, because I thought required 1 means you only need 1 duplicate to get the mosaic fragment. That's not true. You need 2 duplicates to get 1 collection token. When you get a collection token, I believe you can replace it for a mosaic fragment. Okay? So that means, so if you have 84 containers and you need 60 pieces, you could get lucky and get all of them. Or you could get shafted and get a lot of duplicates. If you get a lot of duplicates, you might not be able to get the captain. And you might need to spend doubloons for it to finish the collection. Or you can wait for them to re-release the commander potentially in the future. Maybe for coal or coal containers. But that we don't know of yet. And so I don't know. But I don't know when at least it's gonna come. So anyway, that is Conrad Helfrich. I'm going to show you a game in the 7 Provincien where I proc 2 of them. And I'll show you a clip in the Trump where I proc that. Alright, so here we are in the 7 Provincien, tier 8 Dutch light cruiser. I think it's currently available in the premium containers of the Conrad Helfrich containers. The finest hour, but premium ones. But anyway, more importantly, what does the commander do? Because this video is not really meant to be a 7 Provincien video, more a Conrad Helfrich video. So, basically, when we get 50k damage here on our damage count, we're going to get a 1.97% damage increase. It's going to launch a flare. Instead of fireworks, it's going to launch a flare. And we're going to get a little damage buff. Not too high. But when we get 150k damage, it's gonna triple stack, so we're gonna get 1.97 times 3, which is around 5.9% damage increase, which is gonna help us farm a bit more damage. The other thing is, if we get a Witherer, so that's, I don't know, 60k fire damage, we will also get a 10% reload buff. That's actually similar to another commander called Andrew Cunningham. He, I believe, also has a 10% reload buff on Witherer. Yeah. So, when we get 50k damage, we're gonna launch a flare. If we get Wither, we're gonna launch a flare. And if we get if we get 50 bomb hits on our airstrike, 50, we are gonna get an extra strike on the airstrike. But in the case of the 7 Provincien, guys, for me, it's actually a bit hard to lead the bombs because I was used to leading the Utrecht bombs, which drop in 11 seconds. These drop in 15 seconds. But also, more importantly, the 7 Provincien doesn't need the extra 4th airstrike because it already has 3 at tier 8. And normally you're using those all the time because the range is 13 kilometers. You have good range, so you're able to just, you know, spam them out. But if you do get 50 bomb hits, you know, on the 7, you will get a 4th one, but it's unlikely you'll actually have the 4th one to you. Ships like Utrecht, for example, are more optimized for this commander because, well, you have 2 airstrikes, but they reload very fast and they drop a lot of bombs, so you can get that pretty easily. And a 3rd airstrike on Utrecht is actually very usable because the reload is so fast on those airstrikes. So we're up to 48k damage right now, and you'll see our first proc in 1k damage here. Of course, it's at 50k, so I'm trying to shoot. We have outnumbered on this commander, by the way. There you go. So we get a 1.97% damage increase. If we hover over our shells now, as you can see, maximum damage plus 42 per shell, which isn't that high, but we also get a damage increase on our airstrike of 114 per bomb. More damage. It's all really useful, right? And it's easy to proc. It's not like a Halsey Confederate in where you need Confederate, where, well, it won't happen every game. This is something that can happen every single game that gives you more damage. It reminds me of Lucian's 140 main gun hits. You can do that pretty easily in Hindenburg, for example. And so you pretty much get that buff every single game that you play Hindenburg. In this case, it's gonna be like this, except it's in gradual. So every 50k damage, you get a little buff, up to 150k damage. And we did land some bombs there for 8.7k damage. We're almost at 100k actually. So when we do get to that 100k mark, we're at 11 fires, by the way. This ship is setting fires like nothing I've ever seen before, man. I'm getting a lot of fires. By the way, if you're wondering who I'm playing with, renamed user here, that's actually Potato Quality. I'm sure you know him on his EU account. We div a lot, so that's him. I do get another damage increase here, so that's another 1.97% damage increase if we hover over our shells. Now we're at 86 increased damage per shell, and we also are at 231 damage increase on the bomb damage. There's a Hatsuharu over here. Have to be careful of the destroyer because he's going to be spotting us and it's going to be pretty annoying. I actually really like the 7 Provincien. I must say, the Almirante Grau does give this one a run nowadays. Because the Almirante Grau, you know, when it came out, it wasn't that good for me. But nowadays, I actually really like the Almirante Grau. Not to say it's better than the 7 Provincien, but both ships are really good now, you know. And the 7 Provincien is alright. For those of you who don't have it and would like a more detailed video on it, please let me know. Maybe a live commentary video on the 7 Provincien in where I showcase the ship detail. But in this case, we're just talking about Conrad while showing a nice game in it. But we're about to get our 150k damage here. We're at 148. And that means we're going to get another damage increase, main battery damage increase. We're going to hover over the shells. We get 130 maximum damage increase. And we get 350 on our bombs. Thinking about it this way is your DPM has increased now by 6%. Which is already pretty good. Decent. And if we get Wither, we'll get another 10% increase on DPM. So I think we'll go to 16% increased DPM from our stock ship, which is pretty good. Plus we have Adrenaline Rush buffing our reload. So we have to keep in mind the AR here. We're at 5.7 second reload right now. We got another fire. That's without the Wither proc yet. And this game, the points are, I believe, inverted. 845, we're at 845. We have double cap, we have more ships on our team. The points in the replay are bugged, unfortunately, so... But that's okay. Sorry I'm zooming in and out a lot. I mean, you know this on my channel, guys. If you've been watching for more than one video, you would know. We're trying to dodge shells. We need to pay attention. And I have a habit of checking for cross maps, you know, just in case. You never know when shells are coming. But in this case, well, there's no shells coming because no ships around in the range. So we get our main damage reload buff. We go down to 4.8 second reload here. We get that 10% reload buff. 10% on the 7 would be around 0.6, 0.7 seconds buff. But as you can see, we're up to 18 fires. We got a triple fire on its Amagi. He's on the border. He's still shooting me though, so he's actively playing. He's just stuck on the border or something. He's not moving. We're up to 192k damage. This game gets pretty interesting when I eat that Hatsuharu Torp that I didn't expect. Because I thought I was gonna die. But luckily we got a heal. So, you know, we don't actually die instantly. We can try to tank it out. And the 7 has some weird funky armor. So that means we're gonna not die instantly. Unfortunately, we do miss that airstrike. I kind of fucked up. But that's okay. We do try punish this guy as much as possible. And the goal, of course, is to get an arsonist on him now because we have so many fires. And we also have 2.4 million potential, keep in mind. He's at 3.9k HP. The game ends. He's at 1.5. Can we win? Can we get him? And we get him right at the end there, guys. Let's take a look at the score here. We get 221k damage, 325 shell hits, 22 bomb hits, 1 kill, 19 fires. Wither, Arsonist, Dreadnought, and High Caliber. Team score, we got top of our team. PQ got second here, right behind us, so that's pretty good. And of course the rest of the team right there. Detailed report, we got 76k on the Amagi, 64k on the Ipiranga, 44k on the Scharnhorst 43, 17k on the Belfast, 11k on the Scharnhorst 3k on the Cherbourg, and 2k on the Hatsuharu. Our main gun damage was actually only 99k, bombs 34k, and fires 86k, and damage received 51k. And this was credits and expenses. Alright guys, unfortunately I don't have the Trump clip because it was from last patch, and they do remove the replays from last patch, unfortunately. But in summary, what happens is at the first 50 bomb hits, so if you get 100 it doesn't work again. At 50 bomb hits you get 1 extra airstrike launcher. So on the 7 Provincien you'd have 4 airstrikes. On Howden Leu normal you'd have 3. On Howden Leu unique upgrade you'd have 4. On Prince van Oranje you'll have 3. On Utrecht you'll have 3. And on Trump you'll have 3. And on Van Spike you'll have 2. So that's how it's gonna work. And on Groningen you won't get it at all, because Groningen doesn't have airstrike. That's pretty much the Commander Conrad Helfrich, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to explain how you obtain it, and you know. Oh, I guess you want to know if it's worth it or not over Tai Hang. Unfortunately, that's a decision you have to make. I don't want to make the decision for you. If you do love playing Dutch ships and you want to take the chance to get it through the containers, you're not guaranteed to get it through the containers. You have a good chance of getting it, but you're not guaranteed. Or you might get lucky and get it. You might get unlucky and not get it. But if you play a lot of Dutch ships and you want that little boost on those ships, I would say go ahead and get it. If you don't play any Dutch ships and you don't care for airstrikes at all, or Dutch ships in general, maybe you should go for Tai Hang. But realistically, the decision's up to you. Personally, myself, I'd probably go for Conrad Helfrich. But the thing is, Tai Hang is not coming back. I'm not sure if it's coming back. We weren't told if it's coming back, so I have no idea. But Conrad Helfrich will probably come back in the future for some event. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I explained how you obtain it, what the talents are. That's pretty much it. This is the build, by the way, if you guys were wondering what we're running. But I'll make a more detailed video on the 7 Provincien in the upcoming days, maybe. But that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. And please, if you did, leave a like and a sub to the channel. And maybe even consider joining as a member. You don't have to, but I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Big fan.